Okay, let's do gradient part 2, and we're going to look more at the points and also the lines in the gradient. So let's first go ahead, and we have it selected. Let's fill it with a black and white gradient. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down to here, the third one. It says Freeform gradients. So I click on it, and it says points, and it says lines. We'll first start with points, and what we can do is we can change the color by literally double-clicking on the circle. I'm going to make this we'll make this one a white. You can come down here, make this one kind of, let's make this one white also. We'll go over here, make this one blue, and we'll make this one blue too. Now, if we don't want all these points, it's very simple. In point, which says draw points, we can just click this, drag it off, it goes away. If I want to put a new point in here, see it says plus, I just click here and it's a plus. Now, mind you, it defaulted to white, but it's just double clicking and going ahead and clicking on the blue again. Now, let's talk about, we talked about this earlier, where I can take the circles, I can move them, and I can do whatever I want. I can make them larger, and it, of course, starts overpowering what it needs to be. And I'm okay, you know, that's where you're gonna have to just kind of mess around. This is more like they call it the free form. And as you can see, I can do things like this. The farther away it goes, the more subtle this transition is. And it works well that way. It's what you see and how you want to see it and understand it. Now, we can put more points in anywhere else, and we can continue doing this and adding and adding. But I don't want to do that. Let's go back to, let's come back here. We have our 4 again. Let's talk about our lines. Now, our lines is, I'm just going to use 2 of these so it's a little bit easier. One here, and we'll do this one down here. Let's make this a little smaller, so it's a little even. And we'll go with something like that. The lines now are a little different. As you can see, I can start a point here. It's going white. And then notice I can change it and move it. Come here, and I'm kind of drawing a shape. Now, I drew a curve here. I can also change it to a straight line, as you can see. In a second, let me come back here, Control Z. Come here. Move that here. Let's go to straight line. And then notice my next one is a straight line. I can come up here. Finish off my circle or my shape. And notice I can actually move this. The more I move it, the more it works with me. So I can do all kinds of different unique shapes. Let's move that there. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing again. Come over here and we'll make something that's kind of similar to this. I'm just going to kind of do one of these. Now this one was just more free form. I didn't hold the Alt button down. I do not want this point down here, so I'm going to come down to points, take it, and get rid of it. Now, with lines, I can add more points if I wanted to it. So if I wanted something more here or anywhere else, I could do it. But notice I could move these and adjust these. So let's pull this one back. Let's pull this one up here. Let's bring this down. Notice the straight lines because I held the Alt. I could have held the Alt here too when I finished it up. I just didn't do it just because I was more thinking about what I wanted to say than me present, for presenting. So I forgot to do it. But yes, I had to go ahead and back and done it. But notice it's still going to get the same effect. I kind of like it like this, where we've got this kind of this curve, and you see this fighting right here. You can bring this up a little bit more. Let's bring this back a little bit down so it kind of bleeds into there. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Let's add another point right here. Can I get a point in there? Oh, lines, we're good. Add one there. I could add one here. Just looking where to add one. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I can't add one over here, but I can do this. That's better. Always a way around something. Kind of like that. We'll bring this one down here a little bit more so it kind of fades it up a little too much. Fades in like that. And once I click on it, I've kind of got this kind of radius kind of look like that. So that's how you use your points and your lines and how they work together. Another thing is I can come here. It's my gradient. Let's click on here. Gradient tool, as you can see, pulls everything back together, puts me back in my lines. That's what the gradient tool is for, and we can do that too. So that's how you use your points and your lines. The lines are very much, again, free form. It's not like a radial or it's not like a linear, which are very specific. This is where it can be more organic and it kind of flows. So if you're doing putting shading or highlights on an object that's three-dimensional or a character's face or something like that, this is something you'd be using, okay? Hope this helps. Hope it explains a little bit more. I know I'm not the perfect expert on this, but know that I do understand it and how we can apply it. And of course, every single time when you see these videos, you should get on Illustrator and go ahead and just start trying and experimenting.